Hello and welcome back on the Blade Break channel. Today we will be playing against Oldhim using the Iyslander deck. The deck itself, of course, will be in the description below the video. So when it comes to the Oldhim matchup, we do not need blizzards and we do not need hypos. We want to play defensive and set up the OTK potentially, so the freezing points and maybe the encases are not needed as much. So this will be the setup. We'll be using the Fiendals, everything stays. So yeah, let's wish our opponent good luck, have fun, and start the game. So the idea behind this matchup is to block as much damage as we can, set up the energy potions, set up the frost hexes of course, and some insidious chills, maybe amulets, and try to play on instant speed the ice eternals with as much frostbites as we can, just to make the Oldhim unable to prevent any of the damage because of the frost, because of the insidious chills and amulets triggers, and then the frost hexes will do the work. So they start with the tectonic. They are using the plating, which is weird. They only have one AB and the crown, which will make things a bit easier, I guess. But this setup kinda tells me that we will be facing big attacks, and this can be tricky. So we are getting hit by an 8, and I don't see a reason not to block it fully. As mentioned, we do not need those cards. The Ice Vein would be nice to have to play on our turn, so we could have taken 3, but I want to stay on the high HP as long as we can. So now basically we can play an E-Pot and arsenal the channel, and maybe use the wand and have the thing below. So, but channel is kind of slow play. But yeah, let's do that. Let's establish the potion and use the wand. Yeah, waning moon. They can prevent 2 of that if they want, of course. But they did not. So I am even considering arsenaling the thing below in case they have like Fuse, Token Ult, or some dominated attack, or maybe Pummel. We do not need to play the channel. So I guess we will arsenal the thing. The Frostbite effectively changes nothing. They are able to pay for... They will be attacking with potentially 1 attack. Let's hope they do not go wide. So now we kinda have 3 cards that we do not want to block with. We can of course sink 1 of that, and you can see already Terra Sander. We do not want to discard any of those, so yeah. So basically channel would have blocked that, and that's unfortunate. So that's a 10 to be blocked. And we can kinda block 10, but we would have to give up the Coronet. But those cards are really important in that matchup, and I want to kinda save them. So we can pitch one of that, sink the other one, and arsenal the hex in our turn, block with the channel. So maybe let's block 4, 5, this will be 7, and this will be 11. So let's do that. No instance. Let's pay with the Ice Eternal. And let's use that. We do not even need to sync. We can kinda use that for the moon. We cannot use that for the moon. There is nothing we want to draw more. So yeah, we will not be syncing. So we've stayed on the high HP. We can consider even not arsenaling now, just playing that. And yeah, have 4 free cards to block then and 1 arsenal. So because we maintained 2 cards, I will establish the hex now. And what that gave us is that now we can block with 3 cards and still have an arsenal. If we would arsenal that one, we would have to pitch for that in their turn, and we would have only 2 cards to block if we wanted to maintain the arsenal. So playing on my turn because of the 2 cards that we've had in our hand is actually better when it comes to the defensive option, because now we can block with those 3 and arsenal the blast. So they have to present either the dominated attack or an attack that would deal more than 9 damage, which is hard to do in their case. And if they like attack with a hammer, we can just block with 2 cards. Yeah, so there's a hammer incoming, and I guess we could let that through. But what I'm afraid is that I will have to pitch for the E-strike, and they can put the defensive reaction on top. We would end up with no arsenal, so that's not ideal. So let's maybe block with those 2. And even if there's a pummel in here, it would only deal 2 damage to us. So now we can play Polar Blast of Tunic if needed. Shame we had to use the peak, because now we would be able to use that to take the card, but I couldn't lose the Ice Eternal or Frost Hex due to discard effect, and we needed to protect those cards. If we would like drew into something else, the Spinal could have hit us, we would just take 6 damage or something like that, and discard 2, arsenal the other one, and that would be fine, but not with the hand we've had on that turn. It was kinda important to defend that. So now maybe I will see what mode they will choose. If they choose go again, then I will play the blast. Yeah, they've chosen go again. So now maybe let's block like that. And play the blast. And if we will be playing blast like that, we want to moon them. So let's not waste the tunic now. Because maybe we'll be able to push some damage. Okay, so they have more AB. I haven't seen the lantern before, so they have 2 AB and a crown, so they can block all 3. Let's see what we draw first. Ice Eternal. That's a shame if we have to block the hammer now. That would be unfortunate. But we still have the other 2. I guess we do not need 3 of them. The 2 is enough. So yeah, let's moon them. See if they want to prevent any of that. We think that they are playing with the Tectonic, not the Fiendal. When it comes to that matchup, Fiendal would be better, so they took it, meaning there is an attack incoming. So we will have to block with Ice Eternal. Okay, so they could have prevented at least 2 damage. Unless they have the pummel in here. So yeah, let's just give them one of the Ice Eternals and we will be arsenaling the Cold Snap. Yeah, there's a pummel, so we will be taking 5. And that's fine. Looking at what they've used so far, not too shabby. And arsenal that, and now it would be good to respond to put some pressure in our turn, not necessarily in their turn. So Cold Snap will be played off Tunic. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So let's play the Cold Snap now. Maybe we will draw into some D-React, not really. So that will be the hammer for 5, which I kinda want to let through, just to be able to respond. So if I have to discard 2 cards, I can discard the Ice Vein and the Hail, play the Fiendals, and arsenal the potion. So yeah, shame that we need to take 5, but we need to respond with some pressure. So now let's discard that, and that's fine. And we will be we can't arsenal now. I didn't count the frostbite. Shame on me. Shame on me. That's a bummer. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of bad. But anyway, now they have to consider taking 7 or giving us some cards, which will create some breathing space. Yeah, they can use the equipment. This gave us 1 life, so effectively the hammer was a 4. So they will take 3. Going down to 32. So that's unfortunate. That was really a bad mistake on my part. Let's get the pot first. Now we have a non-blocking hand, which is scary, at least. So now we can decide if we want to fully block that, play Amulet and Arsenal Amulet, or do not block that, play the Fiendal and Arsenal Amulet. And they potentially have a pummel, so we will not be able to fully block that anyway. And if they pummel that, we will not be able to play the Amulet and Arsenal one. So let's take the hit. If there's a pummel, yeah. We will be taking a lot of damage because of that. But now we will respond with Fiendal, gain 1 life. And still make them choose if they want to go down in life. So 2 pummels done, 2 Terra Sanders done. Unfortunately, no Oakenolds yet. We will Arsenal the Amulet. Those decisions with no blocks may have been incorrect, because I am going outside of the game plan, which was defend, defend, defend until we have established the board. So there's an argument if this can save us more life because they will give us cards or not, or it can make easier to kill them. So once we have 2 hexes, for let's say, and some of the disruption established, we will then be able to go off. So they will block 2 and play with the 4 card hand yet again. Which will put them down to 27. Let's hope there is no ice reaction, which will mess us up. That's another risk. If there's an ice reaction, then my decision was even worse. But fortunately there is no ice react. Let's pitch the Amulet, Arsenal that, and yeah. So now we want to block. The hammer, if it comes to that. That will be a 7. So let's maybe play the Amulet. block with two cards and use the Waning Moon. If there is a pummel, I am messed up and shouldn't use the moon now. Okay, so they've prevented two. Now they have to prevent one, and which they did. And we will be only arsenaling the Polar Blast, which we can play off Tunic yet again if needed. Let's see what they do first. So they fused it. Since they fused it, with the Winter Grasp, we will be getting hit quite hard. So yeah, let's use the Tunic. Let's use the Polar. I will not play the Waning Moon in that turn because they have the blue grasp. They can prevent that all if they want, so maybe I will block with one card, and on my turn I will present 7. If they have ice reaction, I can still maintain the arsenal. This is why we wanted to stay on high HP, because they will now present attacks like that. So yeah, let's start with the block. Take 7, unfortunately. We will reply with the 7 of our own. And I didn't moon because I am afraid that they will have ice react, and if I stay off one card, I would not have the arsenal to play with. So let's attack with the 7. So we need to be mindful about one more pummel, one more Terrasander, potentially 2 more Glacial Footsteps, or at least 1, and still some Oakenolds. Yeah, so they will exactly. That's basically why, and they didn't need to do that. This gave them basically nothing, apart from the fact that they will be playing with 1 less card. If I would stay with 1 card because I've mooned, then that would be a great play. But now it's kinda not. So I wanna do that with that. And maybe Let's see if there's a pummel. If they will not prevent, that means there is a pummel. There is a pummel. Oh, there is a pummel. So we can kind of catch them with the sink. But we drew into the chill. Okay, there is no pummel. They've prevented some of that. So we can kind of establish chill maybe if we exchange the encase for something blue. So I will do that because then we can play chill and arsenal. That's not bad as well, because now we can, they will get 1 damage, yeah. Now we can present 5. Damage, take some of the hand, maybe even more if we need to. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if they take the 5 or start preventing. If they take the 5 and pay the 2, not to discard, then I will pop the amulet, because it means they have something big to play with. If they start preventing and yeah, so they've paid the 2 not to discard. That's kind of telling me that maybe they have like fused Oaken or maybe Glacial to fuse, and we want to stop that. We need to stay alive a bit more. Like, shame we didn't establish more Frost Hexes, but yeah. We need to kinda stop what they are doing. So let's see what they will pay with or discard. They've discarded E-Strike, which is great, so they would be able to go wide. E-Strike into Hammer or something like that. Now they are kinda not able to do that, and we can play the chill. Those are the 4 blocks, so let's do it like that. Then again we can block the hammer if we need to. That's a chokeslam. We can pop the potion and block it fully and arsenal that. And I'm considering doing that. Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, we are not going to establish the Frost Hexes before they can kill us. So Ice Eternal with 1 potion is no big of a difference. At least I do not believe it is right now. And we want more to make a turn when we take their hand with the Insidious Chill. and on their turn when they have no hand and maybe yeah, so that's a big one. And they have a red in hand. So because they have red in hand, we can kinda do that. Block 4 of that, go down to 6. So we will be doing 2 damage at least that turn. So let's do that. Do not sink. And let's use the moon. Yeah, so they want an arsenal, so they will take 1 more damage. Yeah. Now we will arsenal that one. So we can kinda now see what they are going to do. If it's like a big attack, we can... It's a Frost Fang. So there is a pummel. If we block 6, it does not kill us. But we do not do anything if we block 9. If we block 9, then it's fine, I guess. There is one pummel. But do I have to play around that? Or can I just block 6? Can I just block 6 and deal potentially 6 of my own? I mean, let's not even block 6. Let's see if they prevent any of that. They did not. So maybe we need to block like with the whole hand now. Or we kinda don't have to, we can always pitch that for the moon. Let's block like that, because this will give us 1 life. And if they use the pummel, I will just use the moon. Yeah. So let's use the moon with the card we are about to discard. They will go down to 5, will go down to 3. I do not want to pay. Now we kinda have to be able to kill them off the boots and stay alive. And we got, like, we can put 3 frostbites, make 3 damage, 3 frostbites, but they will be able to prevent that. So at this point in the game, I am considering if they attack with something like a hammer, block with 2 cards, an arsenal, the scalding. They do not have any more pummels. So they have 2 cards, so they can prevent 2 arcane of that. They kind of cannot prevent 2 arcane. Now the fact is that we have to kinda have to block that, because if we want to take their hand, yeah, let's block like that. Is there a reason to leave that in hand? Yeah, there is. That's a fusion. So we can put that into arsenal. Now the choice is if we want to do the scalding. That's a 4. That's potentially a 4. The scalding goes into arsenal, because if we draw into damaging spell, then like the ice vein red, which we have still like 2 or 1 or 0, so there is no damaging spell to be true. We could have blocked with one of those. Let's put that one. So if it's a hammer, okay, so this will be 9. We can just block 9 and play the amulet. Let's block the 9. and play Amulet on our turn. If we had like all blue hand, we could have deal 4 with that. They had 2 cards in the hand, so we could have deal 4 with that, pop those. I mean, pop those first, take the cards. But nah, we kinda would have died. Or no, maybe the moon would kill them, so deal 4 and they would be able to maybe prevent. Some of that 4, like 2, but then the moon with 3 would still kill them. It was worth a shot, I guess. So it's an Old. And I'm considering right now, because we can block 6 out of it. I mean, let's go. It's like 10. Fuse. Let's see the first chill. Yeah, this should be enough. It's like 5 damage. They can prevent 3 of that, so 2 will go in. And then 3 from the moon. Because of the chills, they should not have too much in hand. I can pop the amulet as well right now. So they will use the crown. And that's fine. So now I will pop the amulet. Yeah. And I will use the moon. And this is 5. Yeah, exactly. Good game. Okay, so that was not the plan. I mean, we took it to the extreme risk, I would say. We should have blocked more and prolonged the game to be able to establish more frost hexes and play turn like that where we can still live if we get hit, but they will at the end of the turn get 10 damage or something like that, or 15 because of 3 hexes. So usually you should block more and try to establish that. There were some instances where I needed to protect the cards, and over almost for the whole game I was not able to play with the Coronet pick, which is great as well. You can, take some cards out of their hands if you have 2 cards in your turn. There were some instances where we were left with 2 of them, and that's not ideal without the coronet, I mean. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you've liked the game. I know this matchup is can be kinda boring, but it's important one because Oldhim is all around the meta, and if you want to play the Iyslander, you need to know how to play about that. This was kinda aggressive Oldhim as well. You can see they were using the red crashes, red glacials, choke slams and so on. So this is the aggressive version, not a defensive one. That's why maybe we needed to move from the original plan, because we were not able to block all that. But overall, a good game. Damage threatened, not too big, but yeah, it was enough. Thank you guys again. Please, if you've enjoyed the video, leave the thumbs up, maybe comment on the misplays. I know at least 2 of them happened, and I know which ones, so if you spot any, please comment on that, we can discuss, and see you next time. Thank you.